Hey YouTube. So, I wanted to talk today about how I cope and deal with depression. Um, so, I'm going to give a little bit of history. I'll try not to go on too long. When I was real young, I was picked on, bullied, and ignored all through school. Um, Basically, it started when I was, in the very beginning. It was always hard for me to make friends. I never fit in. And then about fourth, fifth, sixth grade, it got really, really bad. I would say in sixth grade, I was being trained for 2020 because it got so bad that kids were walking on the other side of the sidewalk to stay away from me because apparently I had cooties. I don't know. I don't know why. The only thing I can think of is the way I looked because my mom had done the worst thing she could do. Are you ready for it? Guess what she did? I had lice at one point, long, long time ago, way before then, and she had cut my hair into a bowl cut. Yep, that's right, bowl cut. She did the most hideous thing she could do to my hair. I mean, I had longer hair than this, and she cut it all off and gave me a bowl cut hairstyle. I don't know why she thought. I don't know. So that was one thing. And then, I didn't have the greatest fashion sense. She tells me that I chose what to wear. But I remember hating wearing dresses. And I was always wearing dresses. I swear she made me do it and she just won't admit it. Maybe when I was real young I wanted to wear them, but when I got into like those upper grade levels, I didn't want to wear them. So, I was wearing things like polka dots with stripes. I mean, what the heck I was doing. I don't know if that was my decision or hers. I just know I was wearing awful, awful stuff. So I can understand on that level why I was picked on, but it got so bad. I mean, there was this girl named Tanya in sixth grade, and then there was another one in eighth grade or seventh grade. Um, Tanya in sixth grade ended up one time after we met with the principal and my parents, or my mom, or was it both of my parents? I don't know. Um, Punching me really hard in the back as I bent down to get a drink because I didn't want to walk with her after we got out back to the classroom by ourselves for this exact reason. I didn't want to get my butt beat. So, yeah, she hit me really hard, took the breath out of my system. And, but after that, I think that's when it ended. I guess she wanted to get her one punch in. And there was this other girl. Actually, she was the sister of a friend. And for some reason, she hated me. No reason why. Just hated me. I hated her because she hated me. And one day she tried, well, she did punch me in the face outside my home. And this was, I don't know what grade this was, around the same time. Um, and so I pushed her into the bushes and she went crying home to daddy and never bothered me again. And her punch felt like, like nothing. It was nothing to me. Probably because she was like this skinny little thing. And I was kind of gaining weight at that time. I wasn't fat, but I was getting a little chunky. And yeah, I had a little bit more going on me than she did. Then Tanya in eighth grade, seventh or eighth, another Tanya, who I was friends with, decided that I had spread rumors about her, which I guarantee you I didn't do. I'm not that type of person. That I had called her the B word and wanted to kick my butt because of it. And eventually, during a lunch period, she almost did. And for some reason, after that, the bell rang and it didn't happen. And then after that, she left me alone. Now, this is around the time in eighth grade where I actually did start kind of talking to more popular people. Somehow I was actually like kind of fitting in a little bit. And sorry, I keep messing with my hair. I just don't like the way it looks today. um, I tried to get it to look good, but it's just not cooperating. So I went back in ninth grade and I had blossomed over the summer. I had lost my glasses, got contacts, lost some weight, and blossomed. And so I was looking, pretty decent. And then a guy liked me too. But guess what the problem was? We were moving out of state, like far away. We were trying to move back to where we came from. We stayed there for a year. We couldn't handle the cold, Davenport, Iowa. And we came back to Phoenix. Well, when we came back, I went to the same school. Um, and unfortunately, that little tiny bit of popularity that I was gaining, which at that time was very important to me, um, was gone. And from then on, I was pretty much just ignored. It got so bad that I was like in the bathroom eating my lunch because I hated eating by myself in the cafeteria area. So those were some pretty dreadful times for me. So it caused the depression. And of course, I was gaining weight at the same time. I've always had weight issues, as I've said. Mom's side of the family, big, big people. And, it's just difficult for me. So a lot of that body shaming going on. So as I grew up, the depression never really left. At 16, I really struggled with, you know, suicidal thoughts. And thank God I never did it, because now, while I live in gratitude and being thankful for what I have in life, even though it may seem like I don't have much right now. I mean, I'm not working, my car broke down, all that stuff. I look at the positive. That's one of the number one things that you have to do in order to not be depressed fully to the point where you're doing damage to yourself. Um, I used to not have this mindset. Now, I'm not a full on positive person who's always go lucky happy. However, I always try to maintain a certain level of positivity, because if I don't, I'm going to go back to the old me, and I don't want to be the old me. The old me did not realize how lucky she was. Um, like, I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have food in my belly, although sometimes it's too much. I'm grateful that I've been given the gift of vision that I prayed for. And I would say, for me, now you don't have to agree with me, prayer has really helped me through a lot of things. Now, whether or not it's real, it's still a good thing to do, I believe. I kind of believe, and I won't get into a religious context here because I don't go to church or anything. I used to. I was forced to till I was 16. But having like a Christian background and believing in God has really helped me through life. It's kept me away from drugs. It's kept me from totally destroying myself. Um, and that, I know that's what has done it. And I'm not saying anything against people who don't believe in that, but I think it does help. But that's just my thoughts. You don't have to agree with me. I don't want to get into an argument about it. It is all our own opinions and how we see the world. And I don't want to argue all day about religion or God or whatever with people. I think we all have our own beliefs, and what helps us to get through is what helps us to get through. I mean, I'm grateful I have my little furry friend over there. If I didn't have my little furry friends, I think it would have been a lot harder. Of course, now I just have one. Poor beauty passed away. Um, so, anyways, another thing, second thing. So, the first thing is positive thoughts, positive actions, positive reaction. Most of the time, you will have some positive reaction as long as you're doing the positive things in your life to keep you above that level of depression that brings us so far down that we're destroying ourselves. Um, when I talk self destruction, I am talking alcoholism, drug use, um, you know, any kind of self harm. Um, so, number two, eating healthy. Number two, definitely, maybe should be number one, because it does affect our moods and how we feel. I have noticed a great difference over the years in what I eat and how it makes me feel. I used to be a junk food junkie. I ate junk food all the time. I always felt lazy, tired. I didn't want to get up and do anything. And sometimes that happens now if I go on a binge once in a while and I'm like, okay, wait, what am I doing? I feel awful. I need to go back to my healthy eating. Because sometimes you fall off the wagon for a couple days, maybe even a week, and then you're like, wait, I can't do this. And I go through this cycle. It's kind of like any kind of, addiction where you fall off the wagon and you got to get back on until you finally stay on. and accomplish your goal. So, healthy eating is number two, and that means drinking water. Water is one of the high things that has made me feel better. And I hate water. I hate to drink water. I like things with flavor in it, but I drink it because it does make you feel a lot better. Most people don't even know they're is it dehydrated? Yeah, hydrated. Yeah, okay, dehydrated. Um, they don't know it, and they don't realize how much it's affecting how they feel. Everything we put into our bodies affects how we are. And that's a number one thing that most people don't realize. They just eat for pleasure. You have to look at food as a substance for energy and, and making you feel good or making you feel bad, because if you eat that junk, you're going to feel bad. So, on this channel, I do not promote junk food. I promote healthy living. Um, Even though I may not always stick to it. So I would say number three, self care. And when I say self care, I mean, you know, making sure that you're taking a shower, making sure that you're brushing your teeth, making sure that you're taking care of all the things that you need to take care of. In order to, it's kind of like clean, clean living, but also doing that because, like cleaning your room. If you let it get junky, you're going to feel like junk. If you're going to eat bad food, you're going to feel like junk. All the things that, sometimes we don't want to do. It seems like what we don't want to do is what is the best for us, especially when it comes to fighting depression. It's easy to fall into the trap of drinking yourself or drinking every day, drinking bad stuff or doing drugs or smoking or all that stuff that is so bad for our health and is self-destructive. Um, Next on the list, I would say, is doing something productive, whether it be something, looking for a job. Me, I work on my photography business. Um, and you know what? It's starting to pay off. I'm actually making sales. It may be a year later, year and a half later, but I am accomplishing that goal of finally getting to where I'm selling things. And that's something that brings about great pride. And I don't mean pride in the bad way. It just makes you feel so good that you're actually accomplishing that goal. Um, I would say setting goals. That's another one. Always focusing on the goal instead of focusing on what is now and what is happening. And it's really bad. Like for me, I don't have a car right now. I'm not working. It's very hard on me to be inside every day. Now, I was able to go outside today. I went to go take a hike, but I couldn't because my blood sugar levels wouldn't allow it. But I'm going to do that soon. And I did exercise inside my room today and yesterday. So I want y'all to hold me accountable for that because I need to exercise at least 5 days a week or every other day, one or the other. Now I did it 2 days in a row. I'll probably take tomorrow off. Um, I would say also, um, doing something that you enjoy every single day, whether it be if you're an artist of any kind, doing that art for a couple hours or 1 hour a day. When you're fighting that depression, the best thing to do is preoccupy your mind. Now, you might want to seek counseling if it's really bad and you need to talk about it. A lot of times, and I am not being sexist or anything, but especially with men, y'all hold it inside and then the bad things happen, like getting addicted to drugs or becoming an alcoholic, and then pretty soon your whole life is being destroyed. Happens with women too, but it is prone in statistics to be more men than women doing that. And especially these days, everything is very tough out there with inflation and politics and people being divided, which I mean, I believe is being done on purpose. Maybe. Meanwhile, things are going on. Anyways, there's that conspiracy head again. Is that there? I don't know. Not gonna go there. But basically, just focus on the positive action, or I'm sorry, positive thoughts, positive action, positive reaction. That's how I deal with my depression. I haven't gotten much counseling over the years. I got a little bit here and there, but I haven't really needed it. And I mean, I really give thanks to God, but you know, um, it's just keeping that positive mindset. And a lot of people have said that I'm negative. Well, I kind of see things in a realistic way, and sometimes people find that to be negative. Well, sorry, there's positive and negative in the world. It isn't all positive, it isn't all negative. There is beauty in this world, and then there's all the ugliness that has been highlighted out to the public. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Sorry, this is kind of a long video, but I hope it helps somebody. And there will probably be more videos about wellness on here, recipes maybe. I plan on doing some keto recipe videos. I think y'all might like that. And, you know, I am going to still post travel videos. I got one coming up called Rewind 2022, or no, 2022 Rewind. Um, it may have been a year that most of us kind of want to forget, but there was beauty in it too. So hopefully that's coming out this Sunday. So keep an eye out for it. All right. Talk to you soon.